Good morning. It is Wednesday, the 12th of August. I woke up to lightning and thunder, but not much rain. Maybe the rain is going to come later in the day. Our text is from Matthew chapter 8. And when Jesus got into the boat, his disciples followed him. And behold, there arose a great storm on the sea, so that the boat was being swamped by the waves. But he was asleep. And they went and woke him, saying, Save, Lord, we are perishing. And he said to them, Why are you afraid, O men of little faith? Then he rose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. And the men marveled, saying, What sort of man is this, that even winds and sea obey him? Well, generally we focus on the fear and the doubt, and we did that for last Sunday. I want to focus a little bit earlier as to the questions that are raised by their predicament, by their situation, and how they articulate that question. Imagine the wind is blowing and the waves are crashing into the boat, and they're looking at certain capsizing and drowning. And instead of saying, Save, Lord, we are perishing, they say, Lord, help us to find better entertainment so that we can while away our time in the boat. What an irrelevant question that is to people who are perishing. Or imagine they were to say, Lord, tell us the secret to great wealth and power, so that we can project our wealth and our power into unknown realms and be able to control and predict everything around us. Not really what you want at a time when you're facing imminent death. Or perhaps they were to say, Lord, show us the latest items that are most popular, and we will purchase those items so that we can be trendy and with it, or whatever the words are in this decade. Obviously, those are questions that modern people would ask. Even modern people faced by imminent destruction are still quite likely to ask those kinds of questions. And the answer that Jesus would give is not yes, but. The answer has to be no. You are asking the wrong question. You need to be asking the question of how you can be saved from your watery fate. You need to be asking the question of how you can not end up in Davy Jones' locker or swimming with the fishies. You need to be asking the question of how can I avoid death and hell and damnation, because that is what's staring you in the face. We are so insulated in the modern age from death, from devastating illness. Even in a time of virus, we are insulated from devastating illness. We wear masks, we socially distance, and we think we're going to be okay to entertain ourselves to death, or to seek the latest things that are trending, or to try to acquire more wealth and power and control. Instead of asking the right questions, we're asking the wrong questions, and the no of God in law points that out. It's important that we at least ask the right questions as we look at the certainty of death, as we look at the certainty of demise, as we realize that apart from the grace of God, we are lost and condemned creatures. It is when we ask the right questions that the answer of salvation in Jesus Christ comes into focus as the most relevant answer, as the most important answer, as the only answer that can do any of us any good. And maybe if we can start asking the right questions, we can help our friends and family and co-workers and nation start to ask the right question, so that the wonderful answer that God has been given comes into focus and relevancy, and we are drawn out of darkness into light. Have a great day.